The first reveal of the
Is it
vet.
like full screen? Oh no, it's like cyber. Oh
Yeah.
yes. So these are the VEC. And what you can see here, obviously, is you can see the male VEC and you can see a female VEC. There are some significant, body influences and differences, especially when it comes to the ears, the nose, that brow structure that delineates them away from the Renkai. Those are the main things. Where there are some similarities where you can still see that orcish presence, it's obviously the underbite that's present, the kind of teeth structure that's available, those more kind of tribal influences across the face artwork that's present. But these guys, I think, are a major distinguishing factor between what players are accustomed to in general player character races, like humans and elves. Those are relatively standard, right? There's not too much you can really deviate here, but the VEC gives us an opportunity from an orc perspective to really kind of play towards influences that aren't typically seen in orc races, right? Almost almost an alien look with especially the color of the skin tone, that kind of
Oh,
bluish,
just wait till I show you some other
influence.
ones. You
Yes.
ready?
Now
We got
here,
some
so
variants for you.
I love the variant. Show me the big bug-eyed
Oh, the
variant. I
big.
want to
I
see
don't
that
know
one.
which one that one
Oh,
is on
I want
here.
to see the bug-eyed. So these
I
are
might be
going
able
to
to
be.
studio mode it one sec.
Oh, okay.
I'll look. Okay, I think I know which one it is. I will swap to that one for you.
So now the hope is that these types of variants that you're about to see are going to be customization options that are available. Almost, somebody said burn it. That's
so
terrible. No, he's not scary. Look at he's got puppy eyes.
I love it. Aww.
He's just looking for a friend.
He just wants to kiss you.
Yeah.
With
Look at
tusks.
with his little teeth, little tusk teeth. But of course, you can see that there are still similarities, right, between some of the facial features. But this would almost be an ethnicity within the VEC culture. A little bit of
Someone's
a deviation.
Like, who needs a telescope with those eyes? Someone said that in Discord.
Who needs a telescope? Hey, that's why the eyes maybe progressed like that. They were always looking at the stars, right?
Oh,
so they're
yeah.
trying to take in as much light
perception?
as possible. Yes.
They can see further than everybody else. That'd be cool.
Right. The more dilated the eyes are, the more they can take in exposure-wise in the darkness and looking up at the stars. I mean, these are elements of their evolutionary path that influenced kind of their visual presentation.
All right, we have another
somebody
version.
said they're the grays.
We have another version for you all as well, which looks badass. He looks cool.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Now here you can see, I think would be a little bit more similarity with the Renkai, right? And the shape of the brow and the shape of the eyes. They're almost
less
cunning.
Muscular though.
Yeah, absolutely less muscular. But the features, what they're presenting from a personality perspective. I mean, you have a very cunning brow there, right? Like that is something that's important. In their presentation.
I love it.
Yes.
Sick. They're pretty sick.
You guys will have to go and comment after our live stream. Go on Twitter, go on the forums, go on Reddit. Give us some commentary on what you think about the VEC. Did they live up to your expectations? What do you like about them? What do you wish you could change? This is, I personally love them. I think they look great.
They're very different from our other races, which I think
absolutely.
is important.
It is very important.
If you're looking for a different type of race, then there are other options for you. But if this is your jam.
One important thing also that's distinguishing about the VEC, and this is something that we'll be showcasing later, is that their base idle stance, the stance that they have is going to be a little bit more contorted, right? It's going to have a little bit more, odd language across the shoulder structure and kind of their stance and how they kind of move about. And one of the main reasons for that is because, when we think about a threat assessment perspective, when we think about you coming across other players in the world and being able to identify and distinguish between the different races at a distance, almost that silhouette profile, right? The Vec share their height with the Kalar and the Valoon a little bit, right? They're very similar in height to the Kalar and the Valoon, but we needed someone to distinguish. We needed something to distinguish their silhouette, and that thing is going to be how they stand. You know, what their stance looks like. Something that's going to be very exciting also to show in the future, once animation has an opportunity to give us these variants, is going to be that base idle animation when you're just kind of standing, not in a combat stance, right? Not in combat, but when you're standing outside, non-combat idle, that you'll have different stances and forms that you can choose at the character creation point, right? Whether you walk in a more masculine way or a more feminine way, or perhaps, you know, you have these different types of movements to your base idle, non-combat idle. That's going to be something that we want to offer as an option as well. We'll expand on that further in the future when animations had an opportunity to provide some of those variants, and we can internally test that. But that's the desire. Might change in the future, but I think we're capable of doing that.
Yeah, it'd be neat as, you know, as you're doing your creation of your character, being able to choose your idle animation and make yourself a little different than everybody else. I think
Absolutely.
people will appreciate that. Speaking of our orc friends, who are very similar but different,
Ooh, the Renkai.
we have shown the Renkai before in a similar manner to how we're showing the Vec, but now we have the 3D model work in progress for you all to see. So
That's
I'm gonna
right.
share that
And
with you.
fun note real quick,
Okay, before I
actually, the
change.
Renkai themselves, excuse me, the Renkai models will actually be part of our next milestone within the next, I think, month. We're going to have them now fully fledged in game with armors and everything that's playable internally as we do our QA testing and as we do our milestone testing. I know that's on the sprint for character, and that's why you guys are getting to see the updated models on the Renkai, because we wanted to go through that second pass on their skin materials, on their face. And keep in mind, as you're looking right now at the Vec, like what
Can I
facial
show
features the
it?
Vec have. Yes, as you
Oh,
see
don't
the
you-
Renkai, you can see kind of the differences in the facial structures.
Okay, can I
Now, the
show-
Renkai
can I
also
show the Renkai
are
now?
yeah, you can show them.
Okay.
The Renkai are big boys and girls, so they're the tallest player character race that you can have in the game. They're also very buff and very meaty. These big, you know, imposing
Beastie
silhouette.
Boys.
They're Beastie Boys. Well, wait, that's probably that's
More
a
Tolnar,
musical group.
probably.
Isn't that a musical group, the Beastie Boys?
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
that's-
that is a Beastie. Yeah.
So they're not technically Beastie Boys, but they're beast-like boys. No,
There you go.
but you can see the features here. These are very large. If you were to put a Vec next to a Renkai, the Vec would almost stand probably at just beneath the chest, just beneath his pecs. So these are big boys and girls.
And then we have another version of them for the male. We won't be showing the female quite yet, but maybe in a future live stream you'll get to see that. So stay tuned. We will be showing females of other things. So
Oh, this one is the Asmonbald version. No, I'm just, I'm just kidding. I just love Asmongold. No, I'm just joking. Oh, got him. No, I'm just kidding. Do we have some? We have some close-ups on the face, right?
Of the orcs, not the orcs, but
What on the Renkai? I thought we did on the Renkai. Didn't we have some
not on
close-ups?
the Renkai. I don't have.
Oh, we can do somewhere.
But we can definitely share some more on social and stuff. So stay tuned for lots of goodness. The next thing that we have never shown is the Nikuin dwarves. And so this will be the first time you are going to get to see them as well. And I don't know if you want to preface anything in regards to that, Stephen.
Oh, on the Nakua? Yeah. So obviously, excuse me, one of the biggest feedbacks that we had out of Alpha 1 was the representation of the Jucier versus the Nikuin. And that was great, really, information that you guys, testers and audiences out there, provided us, kind of what your anticipation was of the Jucier, you know, more traditional dwarven presentation versus the more innovative approach to dwarven society and the Nakua, and being that more almost Polynesian influenced beach dwarf, so to speak. So oh, I just got someone shared me a file. Oh, that's a different one. I'm sorry. We took that advice, we took that feedback, and we went and we made some adjustments, and we delineated the differences between the presentation of the Jucier versus the Nakua. So are we showing the Nakua or the Jucier one first?
Nakuan first.
Okay, so the Nakuan
I'm showing all
one,
the new stuff, and then obviously Jucier are going to have new models too, but they've seen
Yes.
some more of that than they have the others.
Awesome.
All right, here we go. Here we are.
There we go. So you can see that, and you'll get context for this in just a moment. Once the
They look like gnomes, people are saying.
A little bit, right? So once you see this Nakuan body type, and you see this Nakuan presentation, who's Tyler? What do they keep saying Tyler for? What's Tyler one?
Tyler one is he's a Twitch streamer. So
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a content creator.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
it's okay.
terrible. So Tyler one's a Nakuan, like in real life, or what is that?
No, he's not.
No.
But they
okay.
are saying that he looks similar. I think that's what they're saying.
Got it.
He's a very buff dude.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know that reference. But you can see here, right? This almost has, the proportions of his body isn't that indicative of a dwarf, right? Of a traditional dwarf. And instead, it has more of that halfling look a little bit, right? It has a little bit more halfling. And this is kind of similar to what was in Alpha 1 for the Jucier, but you're going to see significant differences.
Let's show them the Jucier because they're upset, I think.
Yes,
but
let us
we need to show you context that, like, there's
context.
Different bodies for different people. Not everyone wants to be the stocky dwarf.
That's right.
Here we go. So this is the dwarves that you all, I think, are wanting.
Now this is the
different
Jucier.
type of race. Yeah.
Yes, and you can see in the Jucier, you can see the update to the skin material and textures. Like it is, this is a major update for the Jucier, and these are the more traditional dwarves. You can see here, this is some of the in-game achievable armor that they're wearing, I believe, right? This isn't a cosmetic armor. Yeah, I think this is the in-game achievable armors. But you can see just the quality on that second or third pass that we've done here with the Jucier, what they look like, and compared to the Nakuan, right? The Nakuan race we want it to be different. We want it to stand out apart from the Jucier. And in that sense, that's why you have those more halfling-oriented influences. Whereas here you can see in the body type just the discrepancy and what these proportions look like anatomically. It is a more traditional dwarven character race. Somebody said this is how
the cheeks.
Somebody said this is how my 4-year-old looks when walking around the house.
Dude, your 4-year-old is buff, man.
It's a buff 4-year-old. So, as we said with the VEC, make sure you guys go and comment on Twitter, Discord, Reddit, our forums. Give us your feedback. Take a look at these. Grab some screenshots of it. Give us kind of your feedback on how these either met what your anticipated kind of influences for these races present. How awesome they look. Or would you want to play one of these? What type of customization options you would want to have. Obviously, the dwarves are going to have the most expansive beard customization options available. But I love how we've updated these character races. I think they look great.
A female version as well for those lady dwarves out there.
Okay, now here's my idea for the female version, by the way. Female dwarves, it's reported in Ashes that they're capable of having beards, right? But what do you think? Can we go back real quick 1 second to the previous to the previous image? Yeah, to the male. Notice on the male, does this one have the body hair? Yeah. Notice on the male, you can see elements of body hair all across, patches of body hair there, right? And let's go back to the female. What do you guys think if we were to incorporate body hair in the same fashion across the female body as well? Is that something that is unique that you'd want to see on the as an option on the female?
I think giving it as an option, I think there's a mix. I think if it's an option that people can toggle,
total option. Yeah,
I think that's cool.
Absolutely.
Just like ladies who want beards, like I know I want to be a dwarf with a beard, so I think it'd be cool to.
I think it would be great if as a character customization option for the female Juniors, you had body hair as an option, and some of that body hair in certain locations could be braided. Like, what if they had armpit hair that was very long and had braids and like little ornaments adorned on the armpit? How is that going to work with armor?
You're making the character model artist go like.
Well, I mean, these would be these would be visible
holes?
if you take off. No, if you take off the armor, or you could have like maybe armor holes. I don't know. Or what if they had like tail hair, on the back or something, and it just kind of came out and was like a tail or something. I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting. I think.
You're getting to Toolnar territory there, Stephen.
I'm just theorizing, but these are the types of conversations that you guys can.
What hair braids? The chat's killing me.
These are
for those asking, we will be cutting. We'll have the stream up on YouTube, and we'll also cut out little bits and pieces that we always post on social. So if you follow us on social media, I think all the links are down below right there. We'll be sharing a lot of little bits and pieces. So if you like more bite-sized content, that is always the best way to follow us and continue getting updates. But yeah. Are we ready to show the armor set stuff for the junior?
yeah, we can absolutely. I'm sorry. I got a little ahead of myself there. Man, I just want you guys to have those conversations. Let us know your thoughts on it. I think it is water. Yes, this is water. It is not anything but water.
Yeah, he's drinking water. We always have to tell people he's drinking water. So this is I think tier 5 armor.
Yes. Is this tier 5 or tier 4?
It said tier 5.
It said tier 5. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So this is an example of in-game achievable. This is fully modeled and completed top grade armor. And this is obviously a plate set that you're seeing. This is something that is an armor set you can achieve in game. Let us know in the comments and following up this, what your thoughts are on this in-game achievable armor comparative to some of the cosmetics, obviously, that we presented in the past. Is this the level of armor that you're looking at and saying, damn, this is epic. Like, this is the armor I would want to achieve. This does not incorporate visual effects. So, excuse me. Some of the enchantment options that you have on weapons will present visual effects, glows, of blue and red colors. There's obviously going to be status conditions that can be applied as well, like as you might be CC'd or whatever. But from an enchantment perspective, you can have a glowing weapon as well, and this doesn't show that.
All right. And last but not least, this is also still work in progress, but the Kalar Mal is being
and one other thing, by the way, about this armor set, and it's important to note. Oh, there we go. He doesn't have armor. He's naked. Yeah.
He's naked.
He's naked. One of the things about these armor sets that's important to note is that, we're not going for that visual appearance of really oversized, unrealistic looking kind of overly fantastical, armor pieces. Of course, we're going with super epic looking. We're going with, real or ornate, kind of appearance. And I think this armor really does a great job of capturing that balance between what traditionally some MMO styles have, which is a little bit overly fantastical appearance of armors, but keeping it realistic and at the same time really epic and still ornate and complex. That has progression to that gear appearance, right? Not only that, but it's important to note, like, gear is also a part of the silhouette, right? This is another threat assessment component. When you're coming across players, you're taking a look. Oh, okay, I'm aware this guy has a full set on that is the top grade kind of gear that is noticeable at a distance. I like somebody said threat level midnight. That's great.
All right, I will swap over to our Kalar male here, who is still work in progress. He's in his T pose, so he's got his scary scary eyes.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. So these are just
seeing a lot of changes.
This is just adjustments on the body. Excuse me, on the body. Shit. Sorry. Hold on.
Steven's got his cough. Don't worry. He's had a cough for a long time.
Yeah, I know. I'm totally fine.
Before new people come in and they're concerned with like that.
No. The problem is that I am talking literally all day long, constantly, and unfortunately, sometimes that irritates my throat a little bit. But I'm not sick or anything. Anyways, what you're seeing here is obviously these are updates to the KLR body, the base body. These are important. You may not really notice as much, but these are passes that character team is doing on that body, on the face, on what that mid-level body type looks like. And then these are from this point is where you're going to get that character customization options. You're going to be able to play with the size of the calves and the thighs and the musculature, how toned and defined is the body versus some of the lengths and proportions on the limbs. But you can also see updates here to the skin. You can see updates here to the face. You can see updates here to body definition. These are starting to get to a place where I think is a very compelling character race, right? And is on the same par as any AAA MMORPG that you guys have experience with, that we've had experience with in the past. I think it's looking really good.
Yeah, it's looking very good, and we'll be showing more stuff as we progress every month.
Oh, is this?
You guys are going to continually see more.
Somebody
updates.
said this is the Asmonbald character.
Stephen.
No.
Next up, we've got some amazing new character art as well. From this was made by Eli. This is the Regalia of the Plated Heart, which is
Eli did a great job with this set.
Yeah. Very interesting set, because it's one of those things where you're going to a gala, but you want to make sure that you're armored still.
Yeah, almost that gold, that gilded, armor piece on the females, almost full body dress there. I think that one of my favorite things is, of course, it's tricky with animation sometimes, but having that full kind of canopy-esque looking dress piece is really cool. I love the flow of it from an animation perspective in game. Of course, sometimes it's difficult as the feet try to clip into to the armor itself, but I know that our cloth our cloth simulated physics and whatnot, those types of pieces are usually shine.
And then I have the turntable for this, so you can see the 3D model.
It looks like they're dancing a little bit,
and
like they're on those carousels. You know what I mean? What I'm talking about, where you spin those up and they're just dancing.
It looks like, and these are the Vaylune too. So you're getting to see some more racial stuff that, if you're paying attention, you can see.
This is the Vaylune character race.
Yeah. So you're kind of getting to see more of it as it's coming to fruition. Next up, we have the Salt Spine, a big chunky boy. Looking amazing.
This was, John looked at this guy and loved this guy. And I looked at it too, and I was like, wow, this guy, he's pretty cool. Was it Danny that did this one?
This one is Danny, yeah.
Yeah, Danny did a great job. This mount is just unbelievable. Now, is this an in-game achievable?
No, this is a cosmetic.
It's a cosmetic, okay.
Yeah.
It looks great. I mean, wow. I would love to ride that. I want him to be super slow and regal in his movements. You know what I mean? He looks like a royal mount. So on the animation side, I know that they're obviously going to share with the scale runner and stuff, but if there was a way we could kind of slow down his idle at least and give him just kind of like a "you're beneath me" attitude, I think that would fit perfectly with his persona.
Well, that makes sense because he is a noble steed. So I'm glad that came across to you, because that is that's how I believe this one I worked with Scott to design.
Nice.
Yeah, the set.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah.
horn works on the face as well.
Yeah. Scott had a really cool theme for this because this was all obviously most of the set is very Nikuin if you check it out. It was part of the a home waters.
Oh, is that true? Z said his name is Frank. Is it Frank?
They've been naming him Frank in the community.
Okay.
All right, next up we've got some stuff from Jinsey. This is first the Embered kit, which you've seen the Fox
look
of the
at
Pyre.
the little baby
These
foxes.
are the babies.
Oh,
Yeah. These are little pets.
Look at the little fur babies.
Now we're going to show off an in-game achievable.
So those are the pets that kind of just follow you around. They don't have any in-game relevance or like mechanical features, right? They're not going to interact with enemies or yourself, but they're just going to like, stand at your feet and follow you. They'll like lick their paws in animation and clean themselves or something, right? These guys look great. I mean, I love them.
They're super
awesome.
cute. They're adorable. This next one is an in-game achievable item. Dun dun.
Zillius said that that's a waste of FPS. Somebody ban Zillius from chat, please. No, I'm just kidding. You're entitled to your opinion.
This is our hippo friend, also made by Jinsey. And there's a variant of it, so you can kind of see the two.
Yeah, that's a big boy and girl as well. I think that's a big girl. She's got a lot of jewelry on her.
Well, boys can wear jewelry, but I think
that's true.
Other body parts are telling that it might be a female.
I'm looking at her fingernails, and she has them kind of painted and long. So
yes,
I'm thinking,
the fingernails. That's what. Yeah. That's what it is.
That gave it away. Also, she's got very pretty little eyelashes.
Aw, dude, hippos are dangerous.
Hippos are dangerous.
They're actually very dangerous.
I think the first time I saw hippos as a kid was in the movie Congo. When they got attacked by the hippos, and like from that point forward, I knew that hippos were dangerous, and if I ever came across one, to steer clear. But
oh my god, yeah, their jaws are just super strong. They can just like crush things, and with like no effort, they're just like hump and eats it. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, have you ever seen the videos of like hippos eating like full watermelons?
Yes, it's cool.
Yes, yeah. It is super cool. They just chomp those things down.
People are wondering if this will be a group mount. I think it's just a singular, like you just sit on it, but
it's a single mount. Now, is this a cosmetic?
No, this is an in-game achievable.
Oh, this is an in-game achievable mount. So again, comparatively, guys, I know a lot of times in the past, people have been wanting to see some of the in-game achievable stuff. We try to keep the in-game achievable stuff relatively close to the chest because that's stuff we want you to discover and be excited about. But here's an example of the complexities and just the ornateness of this mount comparatively, right? But this is a really cool looking mount. I love hippos, and I can't wait to see the animation behind it too.
All right.